it's Jessii Vee, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm doing a second video on medieval times. I was so happy to see that you guys really liked the last one that I did, so I was like, what else could I talk about here? And I found out that there was a ton of scary things that women used to do to be beautiful. Like, some of these things were so dangerous that they died from makeup. So we are gonna get into that in just a second, but in case you did not see my last video, I did a little plushie haul because we have some new winter Christmas time plushies. So if you did not see them, I will show you quickly again. First, we have a new narwhal plushie. This has ear muffs. He's trying to be warm from the cold outside. So adorable. This is probably one of my favorite ones that we have for this season. Then we have a new style for our Yeti plushie. This one is fluffier and softer than the one we had last year, and he has like little holographic horns. And I just love when you take like a really creepy, scary winter monster and make him cute. We also have a smaller, rounder version of the Yeti. Here he is. This is our snow globe Yeti. So on his tummy, he has a little snow globe. You can move it around. There's like all kinds of little like holographic snowflakes in there. So cool. And then we have mini versions of our Namwal plushies. Here they are, so cute. This one's pastel, this one is pink and blue. And these also will always be a favorite of mine. So if you guys would like one of our new winter Christmas plushies, I have linked down below. And a brief reminder that if you'd like to win this backdrop behind me, just be subscribed to this channel, turn on the notification bell, head over to my Instagram page, Jessii Vee, give me a follow, and DM me your favorite comfort movie. Alright guys, so let's get right into today's video. Back in medieval times, there were laws written to intimidate women into not wearing any makeup. They considered it a form of trickery or fraud to men or husbands because it was a misinterpretation of what you actually looked like, and therefore it was a crime. But there were some people who still wanted to continue wearing it even though it was considered a bad thing to do. So I'm going to be telling you what these strange beauty products were for the ones who were brave enough to wear them. First, we have lipstick. The most common way to add colors to your lips was through roots and flowers. Some items used were berries, beets, and a root called alkanet. These items will be mixed with fats to make balms or used raw to rub color into the skin. Now, there was a bit of leeway when it came to lip color back then. If you wore really light pinks or rose colors, society would sort of turn a blind eye and be like, okay, that's fine, because they connected rosy lips with purity and innocence. But if you wore any dark shades of lip colors, like deep reds or purples or browns, they would think you were evil or committing a crime. So yeah, dark lips were not allowed back then. Let's talk about eyelashes and eyebrows. This is probably the strangest thing for me. Back then, instead of women trying to emphasize and darken their lashes, they would actually get rid of them altogether. No eyebrows, no eyelashes. Women in the 1400s wanted to have high foreheads and an egg-shaped face with a small nose and lips. They basically wanted to resemble a child, to look pure and innocent. That was like a thing back then. And to achieve this, people wanted to have a completely blank face. They would even tweeze their hairline to start up here. I'd have to tweeze all this hair right here to be like what they wanted me to be. And like I said, they would shave off their eyebrows, take off their eyelashes. They wanted the only color on their face to be their eye color. So if you asked for tips on what to do with your lashes, you would get handed a pair of tweezers. Now, this fashion trend lasted for quite a long time, and when the trend was over, people were left with no hair on their face. So it became an issue growing it back. People would start growing it back in very patchy. Sometimes it wouldn't even grow in all the way. So they would have to create fake eyebrows out of rodent fur. They used mice or other furry animals in the rodent family to make small hair pieces for brows. So it seems like they went from one extreme to the next. Alright, let's talk about what they did to lighten their hair. Whenever women would try to get blonde hair, they would try strange homemade tints or magic hair lightening stones. Light hair was the preferred shade for women since angels were often depicted as blonde. So in order to achieve this angelic blonde hair, they would have to take some very strange measures. Now, some would make potions out of random herbs and stuff like that, but other people would just buy opal necklaces and would wear them all the time. They believed that wearing an opal necklace would keep their hair blonde. All you had to do was slip it around your neck and its powers would keep your hair from darkening. But then after a little while, opal became a symbol of evil and bad luck, so they had to stop doing that. And then there was darkening your hair. If you wanted to be contrary and keep your hair dark, then there were plenty of kitchen DIYs that would help you achieve these shades. There were many home remedies for darkening hair hair, most involved roots or nuts that would be cooked, and the liquid would be used to soak the hair. Now, walnuts and chestnuts were the most popular to make your hair darker. So you would make a paste out of them, put them onto your hair for 2 days in a row. You would literally let them rot on your head, and once they were nice and rotted and stinky, then you would take it off and apparently have like dark, luscious locks. Then there was a bunch of crazy things that they would do to get rid of pimples, blemishes, freckles, any sort of mark on their skin. Skin was a big deal in the medieval ages, and having any freckles, moles, birthmarks, they were thought of as stains of witchcraft. Basically, it was not good to be different back in medieval times, which blows my mind because I love being different, strange, and unusual. So people would take a wooden bowl and would fill it with bull blood, and they would apply it on their face. Blood. But if you got squeamish at the sight of blood, an alternative was to gather willow tree water to fight any skin discoloration. So you would boil the willow tree and you would drink the water. All manner of acids were used to bleach the complexion, like lead and vinegar. So there were a lot of lotions and things that were sold to help bleach your skin, and most contain like mercury, lead, carbolic acid, mercury chloride. All of these things are poisons. So after a while of using them, obviously the women would become sick and a lot of them would die. And once it became known that a lot of these ingredients were toxic, many women would actually use them to kill their husbands, which, you know, is terrible. They would put this stuff on their face and hope that their husband would come over and kiss them on the cheek, and once he left, all of that poison would sit on his lips, seep into his body, and then he would die. But a lot of women would die in the process of doing this because, yes, it was on their skin as well. Didn't make a lot of sense. Translucent skin was also in fashion, so women would put on their makeup and draw blue veins with a blue pen to make it look like you could see right through them. Now, before I continue this video, I just want to make a disclaimer. I'm telling you all of these things for historical purposes, for your education, because this stuff did actually happen back then. Please never attempt this stuff. None of this stuff actually worked. It was actually very harmful, really terrible for your health. Do not attempt. All right, and lastly, we're going to be talking about body odor. The church at the time was very afraid of the naked body and all of its temptations, so much so that it urged its followers to avoid bathing in order to keep living a pious life. So it became common to go months or years without using soap or taking baths. So people had to be creative and think of ways to keep smelling nice without bathing or using anything to clean themselves. They would use pomanders or dried oranges stabbed with cloves to hang on the dress skirts to keep odors at bay, or fragrant spice sachets would be tucked in several places in the body, like under the arms and skirts. And like once they got soaked with sweat, they would just switch them. Ugh. But yeah, guys, those are all of the very weird, dangerous, scary things that people used to do back in medieval times to be beautiful. If you want me to do this kind of video for like different times in history, I definitely can. There's so much I can talk about, so give this video a thumbs up and let me know if you want me to do that. But yeah, don't forget, if you would like one of our new winter plushies, I have linked them down below, and if you would like to win this backdrop behind me, just be subscribed to this channel, go and follow my Instagram account, and DM me what your favorite comfort movie is. Alright guys, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!